Hello friends. A very warm welcome from me to all the friends who come to my channel. Did you know? Welcome back everyone. Today, we are diving into the dark underbelly of crime to explore the top 5 most dangerous criminals the world has ever known. From organized crime lords to elusive masterminds, these individuals have left a lasting mark on history with their reigns of terror. So, buckle up and prepare to be shocked. Friends, you must have understood that today we will talk about top 5 most dangerous criminals of the world that you will be surprised to know about. Before starting the video, I request all my newcomer friends to subscribe my channel and also press the bell button so that you will be notified of every new video. Thanks. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started, buddy. Number 5. El Chapo. Let's start with number 5. El Chapo. Joaquin Archibaldo Guzman Lora, famously known as El Chapo, was born on April 4, 1957, in La Tuna, Sinaloa, Mexico. He grew up in a poor rural area and began his involvement in the drug trade at a young age, working for various drug lords. El Chapo quickly rose through the ranks of the Sinaloa cartel, becoming one of its most powerful leaders. He played a key role in smuggling enormous quantities of drugs, including cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine, into the United States. El Chapo's cartel was notorious for its brutality, using violence, intimidation, and corruption to maintain control over its operations. El Chapo gained international notoriety for his daring escapes from prison. He first escaped from a Mexican prison in 2001 by bribing prison guards and hiding in a laundry cart. After being recaptured in 2014, he escaped again in 2015 through a tunnel dug into his prison cell. His ability to evade capture made him a legendary figure in the world of organized crime. Number 4. Carlos Leder. Now, let's talk about number 4. Carlos Leder. Carlos Enrique Leder Rivas was born on September 7, 1949, in Armenia, Colombia. He grew up in a wealthy family but became involved in crime at a young age, including car theft and smuggling stolen cars. Leder was a key figure in the Medellin cartel, which he co-founded with Pablo Escobar and others. He played a significant role in establishing the cartel's dominance in the cocaine trade, particularly in the United States. Leder was known for his flamboyant lifestyle and his use of violence and intimidation to maintain control over his drug trafficking operations. Leder's criminal activities eventually caught up with him, and he was arrested by Colombian authorities in 1987. He was later extradited to the United States, where he stood trial on charges of drug trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy. Leder was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, where he remains incarcerated to this day. Number 3. Osama bin Laden. Next up, we have number 3. Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden was born on March 10, 1957, into a wealthy Saudi Arabian family. He became radicalized in the 1980s during the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan and joined the Mujahideen fighters resisting the occupation. Bin Laden founded the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda in the late 1980s, with the goal of establishing a global Islamic caliphate. He orchestrated numerous terrorist attacks against Western targets, including the 1998 embassy bombings in Kenya and Tanzania and the 2000 bombing of the USS Cole. Bin Laden's most infamous act was the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks on the United States. 19 Al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 commercial airplanes, crashing 2 into the World Trade Center towers in New York City and 1 into the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. The 4th plane crashed in a field in Pennsylvania after passengers attempted to regain control from the hijackers. Nearly 3,000 people were killed in the attacks, making it the deadliest terrorist act in world history. Following the September 11 attacks, the United States launched a massive manhunt for bin Laden. After nearly a decade on the run, he was finally located and killed by US Navy SEALs in a raid on his compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, on May 2, 2011. Before moving on next, I request all of you who have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. Number 2. Whitey Bulger. Number 2 on our list is Whitey Bulger. James Joseph Bulger Jr., known as Whitey Bulger, was born on September 3, 1929, in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. He grew up in a working-class neighborhood and became involved in crime at a young age, joining street gangs and engaging in petty theft and violence. Bulger rose to prominence as the leader of the Winter Hill Gang, a criminal organization based in South Boston. He was involved in various criminal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, racketeering, and murder. Bulger's gang was notorious for its brutality and its control over organized crime in the Boston area. Bulger's criminal career was facilitated by his status as an FBI informant. He provided information to the FBI about rival gangs and criminal activities in exchange for protection from prosecution. This arrangement allowed him to operate with impunity for decades, despite his involvement in numerous violent crimes. Bulger's reign of terror came to an end in 2011 when he was arrested by the FBI after 16 years on the run. He was charged with multiple counts of murder, racketeering, and other crimes. In 2013, Bulger was convicted on 31 counts, including involvement in 11 murders, and sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms in prison. He was transferred to a federal penitentiary in West Virginia, where he was killed by fellow inmates in 2018. Number 1. Pablo Escobar. And finally, at number 1, we have Pablo Escobar. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1, 1949, in Rio Negro, Colombia. He grew up in a lower middle-class family and began his criminal career in his teens, stealing tombstones and selling contraband cigarettes. Escobar quickly rose to become one of the most powerful and notorious drug lords in history. He founded and led the Medellin cartel, which controlled the majority of the world's cocaine trade during the 1980s. Escobar's cartel was responsible for smuggling enormous quantities of cocaine into the United States and Europe, generating billions of dollars in profits. Escobar's reign was marked by extreme violence and terror. He waged a brutal war against the Colombian government, law enforcement, rival cartels, and anyone else who stood in his way. His tactics included bombings, assassinations, and kidnappings, resulting in thousands of deaths and widespread fear. Escobar's reign of terror came to an end in 1993 when he was killed by Colombian security forces. His death marked the downfall of the Medellin cartel and the end of an era in the global drug trade. Despite his death, Escobar's legacy continues to loom large in Colombia and beyond. These individuals have left a dark legacy that serves as a reminder of the harm that can be caused by greed, violence, and extremism. It's important to learn from their stories and strive to build a better, safer world for everyone. Friends, I hope you have found a lot of information in this video. If you have enjoyed watching the video, please press the like icon. And if you want to see more interesting videos like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel and also press the bell icon so you can get notifications of all new videos posted on this channel. Thanks for watching the video. Take good care of yourself. Goodbye.